Snowboard games are few and far between in the gaming world. The last couple of games that had anything to do with white powder were pretty bland. The SSX series, well, tricky in general, was probably one of the best and most beloved of all types of the genre. Considered to be the Tony Hawk of snowboarding games, the series suspended whatever belief we had in gravity. The newest title, aptly named SSX, brings the series to the current generation. But is it improved or just being tricky?
Live streaming this monumental event will give SSX the funding they need to get right back in this thing and kick off the adventure. Now it's Team SSX versus Griff in a race around the globe for all the glory. And Griff has a head start.
There isn't much of a story to SSX, but it wasn't exactly expected either. Instead, players are given a reason to bounce back and forth between multiple characters. The World Tour mode brings back some familiar faces, with Zoe heading up the cast of characters. She branches out and recruits a team that can beat the nefarious snowboarder Griff. Yes, I am embellishing a bit, but this game doesn't really have an overarching storyline. Instead, the game sticks to being a good snowboarding game. It pits the player against multiple obstacles as opposed to using a gimmick. Sure, the fancy tricks are still entrenched in the repertoire of the characters, but it's the mountains themselves that steal the show. SSX is unlike any other in the series. It pits the player against the elements of each mountain. Players will have to overcome gravity, avoid obstacles, and fight oxygen deprivation. The characters will also level up as they complete matches. This will create access to more gear and increase stats. Players will advance through multiple stages, opening up different characters, which have access to a different piece of survival gear. Ice claws, oxygen, and wingsuits will open up a new avenue of gameplay, instead of locking on the focus of simply doing tricks and winning races. Players will have to incorporate each of these items to survive the environment. This easily keeps the game from becoming stale, even if the player is just pressing one extra button among many. The constant swapping of environmental dangers keeps the game fresh, and yes, a few of them are more intriguing than others, but when combined, it keeps the game entertaining. The AI keeps you on your toes almost to an aggravating degree. This game has no adjustable sliders for difficulty, so be prepared to restart matches frequently. You'll also do this a lot due to some wonky physics mishaps, and this issue can occur at the worst times. Now, the presentation for SSX is absolutely gorgeous. You're given a slick menu to navigate the world freely. The game is littered with engaging cinematics and some breathtaking visuals as well. The races move at an extremely fast pace, and each mountain course has multiple branching paths. Even the soundtrack pounds the eardrums with a heavy case of the whoop 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 from Skrillex, Flux Pavilion, and many more. The only bad side I could see was the flickering loading screens and the load times when restarting a race.
Alex, you okay? Hold the moment!
The verdict is out, and SSX is definitely an impressive snowboarding game. It sticks to what we loved about the previous games in the series, while branching out and giving us new challenges. It's easy on the eyes and definitely has a long shelf life. Collectibles come in many forms, and there are branching challenges to complete. Players can even snag tags from players who have achieved significant heights on mountains. This game is a must-have for thrill seekers, and receives a B+ from Half-Assed Gaming. SSX is definitely shredding some serious powder.